And welcome back. Hey, what am I doing out in the pissing rain on my beautiful mint pan-European, you are asking yourself? And the answer is, I'm just bringing her back from a successful, seamless MOT. And I've had this bike 12 months now, and in that 12 months I've done, let me see, about 1700 miles, just on 13,500, and no issues whatsoever. What a cracker. And the guys there at Mag Autos, that's Mag Autos, M-A-G, Mag Autos in Keighley. First time I've used them, but they come highly regarded, and what an excellent standard of service. Absolutely excellent. Stacks of accumulated knowledge amongst the guys there, all of whom are about my age group. So that is a lot of years of accumulated knowledge. But if you're in this neck of the woods and you want any work doing on your bike or your car for that matter, I can highly recommend Mag Autos in Keighley. Family run business, well established, well regarded, and rightly so. But I don't know about you, it's you can get a bit precious about your bikes, like I'm precious about this bike here, because pan-Europeans have sort of been in my blood for so long. But when you take your bike in for MOT, it's, you know, a bit like me taking Eddie down to vets for a day. You know, sometimes you can't settle, can you? Wondering, you know, is the bike going to be alright? What's wrong with her? Is she going to be okay? Will she pass the MOT? Are they going to look after her? And it's a bit like that, isn't it? A little bit of extended anxiety starts to build up. Slightly irrational, but that's how it is. And but yeah, they were saying, bloody hell, 20-year-old that bike, 13,500 miles on the clock. Unheard of for a pan-European. You just don't find them. You might be able to get newer ones, perhaps with a bit more mileage on clock, that have been well kept and are pristine, but for a 20-year-old bike, particularly a pan-European, which of course are synonymous with high miles and hard work, it's pretty much unheard of. But she's as tight as a brand new bobbin, this here bike. And I'm right pleased that she's flown through that MOT. Now then, anyway, so I've just been chatting with the guys back there about pretty strange weather we have these days in and around the UK and elsewhere, I have no doubt, but it's the middle of February and the outside temperature, well, it says 13 degrees here on the bike, but that's because we're moving, wind chill and all that, but it's been sort of 17 degrees in the middle of February, but very wet, and with the oscillated betwixt freezing bloody cold and unseasonably balmy tropically warm and back again. We've been seesawing for quite a while now, and it takes its toll. So by the time you view this, you'll be able to see 2 shorts that I've uploaded. Now, I don't like shorts. I don't like uploading shorts, but YouTube love you to upload shorts. And I'll be candid with you, the performance of the channel in terms of subscriber growth and number of views is tailing off again. It did something similar to this last year, and very, very profoundly so, almost like a cliff edge. Second time it's happened. Don't know what's going on. And last time I thought, I've done something wrong here, I've been bloody shadow banned, because it was so obvious. And it's happened again, it's absolutely plummeted. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm always encouraged, of course, by your kind, positive feedback. Please, please, please keep that coming. Please check that you are subscribed if you think you are, because I don't know if the algorithms are going around unsubscribing folk. I don't know. It's a bit of a dark art, is YouTube, and it's difficult to fathom from a logical, objective point of view, even when you've been at it for a few years, as I have. But yeah, very, very odd indeed. But anyway, so where were I? So shorts. I don't like uploading shorts, but YouTube love you to upload shorts. So I uploaded 2 shorts, just showing you the state of my other 2 bikes in the garage, Super Meteor and the Moto Guzzi V7 Stone Special. And my garage, it's a brick-built garage. It's only like a couple of feet from the house, but it's not part of the house structure itself. But it's a good quality brick-built garage, albeit that it's a shit tip inside, but that's my fault for accumulating so much junk. But any road up, but it is dry. But blimey, the bikes are soaked, absolutely dripping with condensation. So have a look at them there shorts, one of the Super Meteor and one of the Moto Guzzi in the garage. I just opened the garage door, walked in, and I couldn't believe, I mean, they've been a little bit damp before through the winter, but these were absolutely soaking. So the ambient moisture content in the air must be phenomenal. And of course it all condenses out on the metal, and there's an awful lot of metal on, particularly on a Super Meteor, because all the body parts are metal, not plastic. So the Super Meteor's worse than the Moto Guzzi, I'm assuming, for that very reason, because there's a lot more metal. But what a state they're in. And it's all to do with dew point and all of that meteorological stuff that I don't fully understand, I have to say. But what it does is it reinforces a point that I have made perhaps in previous videos, which is to say, I'll just give you a wipe. I don't know if you're beading up there, but I'll give you a wipe anyway. Which is to say, really, you know, even if you haven't been out riding your bike in bad weather, don't just put it in a garage, unless you've got one of these fancy integrated, heated, insulated garages that are every bit as good as like your bloody front room. Then don't chuck your bike in and think it's going to be alright, because what happens is when you go from cold weather to persistent, almost, it's also like bloody monsoon season in Thailand, you know, middle of February, and it's warm and it's wet, and the bikes, there's no leaks in the garage whatsoever, there's nothing, but the bikes were absolutely soaking wet. Have a look at them shorts and you'll just see how bad it was. So it just goes to show you can't just put them in and leave them, because they will corrode, which is why I hey, I've turned into a Geordie, which is why I use a little brush and meticulously coat every bracket and screw head, nut and bolt and bit of exposed metal with XCP, but you can use similar, there's other things, ACF 50 and stuff like that. And then after every wash I always absolutely blather the thing, everything, in GT85, because it's cheap. But you've got to reapply it every time, as I've said previously. You've got to reapply it every time you wash the bike, because it doesn't have any endurance whatsoever. But it will form a protective barrier to keep the moisture from the parts most likely to react with the moisture and the air to produce oxidation. Basic O-level chemistry. So you've got to do that. But blimey, yeah, condensation. I've had bits and bats of it in the past, but this was ridiculous. It just looked like somebody had snuck into my garage and bloody put fine sprinkler head on hose pipe and given both bikes an absolute dousing. Unbelievable. A right old drenching. And I'll guarantee if I take a nice dry cloth to that, by the time I've wiped it down, I'll be able to wring that cloth out about 20 times. That's how bad it is. So yeah, worth bearing in mind that, and it's just because of this bizarre weather. I've not known it be like it's been for the last 2 or 3 years in there, and it's the same garage that's been there since I moved in 1987, would you believe? And since then it's had new roof and bits and bats and what have you, so it's not the garage, it's the prevailing even ambient weather conditions, which are most odd. Wrong side of the roundabout, naughty naughty. Yeah, so it's important, even if you haven't been out and got your bike piss wet through and shit up to the eyeballs, that you give it some form of protected coating if your garage is anything like mine. Yeah, so we, as ever, we battle the climate here in the north of England and elsewhere, I'm sure, to keep our precious metal jewels of perfection at their very best in their bedtime accommodation. So I suppose if you're going to come out for a ride in the rain, it might as well be on a pan-European with all this protection. Beautiful bike. Right, anyway, where was I? Yes, okay, so you might have also seen a quick video about the Tech Bike Parts Cannon exhaust system and the bar raisers for the Super Meteor, and that will be coming to your screens shortly. I'll be fitting those exhausts, and I'm reliably informed they sound the dog's dangly bits. So I'm looking forward to that experience indeed. I've already fitted, of course, the DNA Stage 2 air filter to the bike, removed the little snorkel so it can breathe more easily, and that has indeed made a noticeable difference to the induction noise. And I'm hoping with the addition of these performance exhausts that I'll certainly get an improvement in sound and feel, and maybe even a little bit of performance. And I'll have to speak to the insurance company to find out if it's something they need to know about exhausts. Always a bone of contention, that. Yeah, so that's what is coming up. And well, I was about to not complain, but try and explain that a lot of the recent weather prevented me getting out and doing as much filming as I would like to do. But I fear that if I start making excuses for not doing certain things left, right and centre, I might start to sound like somebody else, so I'll not be doing that. But if you get the odd voiceover off some lovely old Sun 8 footage, please forgive me. I try my level bloody best not to voice over stock material, but sometimes it's either that or put nothing out. And I absolutely aim to put content out twice a week that is at least a little bit meaningful. It isn't always possible to actually dig a bike out and go do it if the weather is atrocious. Not because the bikes can't cope with it, not because I can't cope with it, but because the camera equipment will not cope with it. Rather, will not record sound. Once you start plugging in audio equipment, particularly microphones like the one I'm speaking to you on now, the slightest bit of wet and it all goes to rat shit rapidly. So when it's like that, that's when I get my voiceover head going. But I promise you, I do try to avoid it. Alright, it was just a little update, this one. I'm not expecting spectacular views on this one. Hey! But you, my faithful subscribers and viewers, have become like an extended family. And I do like catching up with you from time to time. Because even in the sort of darker moments in life. Darker movements in life? Hey! That's when you've been drinking Guinness, innit? Hey dear. Darker moments in life. When you drop on your YouTube channel and you look at all these comments, and there's so many people, you know, 99% of people saying really nice, kind, supportive and encouraging things, and I will appreciate that. I do appreciate that more than I could possibly do justice to here. And from me and the newly MOT'd Honda ST1300 Pan-European in the pissing rain, ride safe, be kind, and I'll see you.